Three Hondas and Aprilia on the front row of the grid, just 2/5 of a second separating Waldman, Ginola and Casanova, the first three men in practice. Row 2 will be Dirk Raudis, Peter Oertel, Oliver Petrucciani and Alessandro Gramini. And away they go then, the start of this 15-lap race. Casanova leads number 15, but Alessandro Gramini well off the second row of the grid. The charge into the first right-hander, very, very quick start. Quite a long run from the starting line into that corner, and it's 15 Casanova who leads there. Number 8 is Dirk Raudis, number 4 Gabriele Debbia. There's number 13 Alessandro Gramini recovering from that broken thigh he suffered just a few weeks ago, and Gramini going well off the second row of the grid. Waldman and quite a bunch of others in fairly similar leathers on fairly similar coloured bikes, the orange and white bikes back there in about 8th, 9th and 10th, and that'll be Jorge Martinez and Waldman and probably Petrucciani. Field safely through, and we can tell British fans that Robin Appleyard qualified 31st and Steve Patrickson 33rd, so both made the grid, and it's a very, very competitive field. A lot of the men in practice well inside the lap record. Casanova leads and Gramini pushed back a few places. It's very, very fast, the Hockenheim circuit, and as well as the high-speed blasts and the long, fast corners like the Ostkurve. There's the infield section right in front of the packed grandstands. Casanova leads. Dirk Raudis is there for Debbia, but it's Casanova who has the advantage. Number 6, Martinez, just chopping inside a couple of places there, going well. I think we caught a glimpse further back there of Robin Appleyard, number 21, fairly distinctive, sickly sort of yellow-coloured fairing. And Raudis now takes up the running. Dirk Raudis, the German, number 8, out in front. Casanova pushed back to second as they come in to the stadium for the first time into the infamous Sachs curve. This corner here, very tight, left-handers caught out a lot of people. You see the back end of Raudis slip out. Raudis almost unseated, and Casanova came underneath him very quickly. Casanova ready to pounce, but Raudis sets the pace, and it's still tricky out round the final corner and onto the start and finish straight. Raudis sets the pace at the end of the first lap. Behind him Casanova, then Debbia, then it's Ginola, then it's Gramini, then Jorge Martinez out onto lap 2, and Casanova very quickly runs through that corner, and look at Raudis trying to shake the rest of them out of his slipstream, and everybody else tucked in, trying to get the elbows in, the knees in behind the fairing, and it's like a conga line as they go down the back straight. But here comes Debbia, Gabriele Debbia on the Semprucci IDM Honda. Casanova looks to the inside as Raudis goes wide into the first chicane. This could be tricky. Raudis, Casanova, Debbia, and remarkably everybody staying on, and well, even down the field they're battling on. Raudis leads from Casanova, then Debbia, then it's Gramini, and then Ralph Waldman beginning to make progress toward the front. Not the best of starts from Waldman. He's down in 6th place, and here comes Ginola on the inside. He'll probably take 3rd place from his teammate Debbia, and he does, pushing Debbia very wide. No camaraderie there at all from Ginola and his younger teammate Debbia. So Raudis leads. Number 4 out on the inside. That is Debbia. Number 16 is his teammate Ginola. And here comes Waldman and Grassini. So it's turning into a 7-rider battle. Raudis leads. Then it's Casanova, number 15. Behind him, number 16, Ginola. Number 4, Debbia. And between Debbia and Ginola is Alessandro Gramini. Look at him tucked in there. Here comes Martinez out of the slipstream. And Casanova looking for the inside line. Don't think he'll bother as they go into the stadium this time, but he may wait to see if Raudis makes the same mistake as he did at the Sachs curves. And there goes Casanova, classic overtaking manoeuvre. Raudis just about to lob the bike over on its side, and suddenly there was Casanova. And Bruno Casanova, a very experienced young rider, just 27 years of age still. Casanova, but has been around a long time, both at European Championship level and in Grand Prix. Casanova takes the lead from Raudis, and Ginola wants to slice the action too. So the Aprilia, the Scott Aprilia, the only one who made the front row of the grid, leads. Ooh, and a cloud of dust. Somebody went down there in a big way. One of the leaders has gone missing. Well, a big cloud of dust. I don't see who it has that's gone. Oh, there it goes down. Ooh, good. Bennett, that was quite a crash. Ryder tippling over and over and over. Well, quite a nasty looking tumble. And that is, I think, one of... that's Ueda. Well, Nobi Ueda, very likeable Japanese rider, qualified 10th place. And here comes the doctor on the scene. Very good first aid facilities here at Hockenheim. They've had lots of races, lots of experience, and Ueda in very good hands, but a nasty looking fall. And as we come back to the action, Bruno Casanova has lost the lead, and he's lost several places as well, because he's down in 4th place there. So it's Rowdies, then Gianola, then Alessandro Gramini, and Gianola drifts wide on that long sweeping right-hand corner. Some very fast corners here, and riders will tell you that it's how you go around the long quick corners. Look at them bunching up here, swapping and changing all over the place. Rowdies still with the advantage through the second chicane. Rowdies, Gianola, then Casanova up to 3rd now, then Gramini, then Debbia, then Valtman, then Grissini. Fastest lap to Gianola, 2:22.87, and that is just outside the official lap record set last year by Capirossi. Gianola takes the lead. Isio Gianola slots on the inside of Dirk Rowdies as they go into the stadium. Now, what's going to happen with the Sachs curve? Here's Grissini trying to go around the outside, and he does. He's been around a long time as well, Fausto Grissini. No other changes there. Still Gianola, then Rowdies, then Casanova, then Gramini, then Valdman, then Debbia, then Fausto Grissini pushed back a place or two, and one of the wild card entries, that's number 67, Stefan Kurfis. They're allowed 2 wildcard entries to please the local organisers and the local crowd, and Kurfis, number 67, on the leaderboard at the moment, looking for points. Out in front, Gianola. Tucked in behind is Rowdies, who looks over his shoulder to see where the rest are. And here comes Debbia, number 4, out of the slipstream. He reckons he's got the pace on his motorcycle, and there goes Rowdies. He's got a quick bike too. Gianola tries to head him off at the pass, didn't work, and Rowdies takes the lead then from Isio Gianola. Casanova still going well on the Aprilia. Gramini up there on his Aprilia into the first of the chicanes. Rowdies, Gianola, Casanova, Waldman moving up another place. Waldman, to the delight of the German crowd, up into 4th place, could be 3rd, levels with Casanova as he got the pace. Woof, absolutely touching there. They made contact, and there goes Gramini the long way round, but it may be quicker in the long term. 3 abreast they come, and I think Casanova is going to hang on to 3rd place. There goes Gianola round the outside. That's brave, very brave, very quick, and it looks very effective. And there comes Waldman too. No, he had to pull back into the slipstream. And Gianola on the right of the picture has to pull back behind Rowdies, and they really all fancy their chances. And Casanova still hangs on to 3rd place after all that. There's Waldman, Ralph Waldman, the German, fastest in practice, the championship leader. And this circuit, a long, quick circuit, 4.218 miles, that's 6.788 kilometres. And Rowdies under pressure from Gianola, who's got the inside line, and Rowdies never the bravest of men. That's no disrespect to him, he's got a quick motorcycle, he doesn't need to take any chances. Casanova again, lets off the brakes, through on the inside, up into 2nd place. He's done that to Rowdies before, a little later into the corner maybe. Same effect though. And Waldman again, circuit knowledge, just chops up Debbia, dives through on the inside on the right. So, Gianola, Casanova, and certainly the danger man is Waldman. He was quickest in practice, but there was so little to choose between it. 2:18.346 for Waldman, 2:18.606 for this man, Gianola, and 2:18.744 for Casanova. So we've got 7 riders in a group, Further back is number 24, that's Oliver Koch, the young German rider, and on the Ditter Plastics machine, and he's trying to get on terms. Still 7 riders in this group, with Rowdies now back at the helm, and Gianola drops back to 4th. You blink your eye and you're in serious trouble at this game. And suddenly Gramini at the back of the group, the young Italian, 23-year-old Italian, getting back to full fitness after breaking his thigh badly in a road accident. And there goes Waldmann up to 2nd. And will he slot through on the inside and take the lead from Rowdies? So Germans 1st and 2nd, and that will please a big crowd here at Hockenheim. Not a sellout, I would point out, and perhaps that's not really surprising. The seats here, or the admission price here, to get in the stadium area, the grandstands, approximately £65 for the day. And look at them, 5 abreast across the track there. On the outside, Gianola number 16, 2 is Grassini, 3 is Waldmann, 8 is Rowdies, and as they sort themselves out for this chicane, it's Rowdies, Waldmann, Casanova. And really tremendous stuff, 125cc racing at its very, very best. And here comes Gianola. He knows he has the bike because it's quick enough to run with the leaders. Rowdies still with the advantage. Waldmann may look to go around the outside, just crosses the line that Casanova wanted to take. Waldmann's on the inside of Rowdies. Rowdies lets off the brakes. Oh, and almost takes away the front wheel of Ralph Waldmann. Waldmann, in turn, looks for the chance as Rowdies goes wide. Couldn't do it then. Well, Rowdies does have a very quick motorcycle, only qualified 5th. 2.5 seconds, more than 2.5 seconds slower than Waldmann. But come the race, he's able to make the pace and run with the front men. So 7 riders out in front, and they're being chased by the following group. It's Dirk Rowdies who leads. Waldmann in 2nd place. 5 laps have gone, 10 laps to go. And can Rowdies hang on to his lead? And here goes Waldmann. Join us again after the break. The chicane they come like the charge of the Light Brigade. And how is the pack shuffle this time? Well, it's Rowdies, Debbia, Waldmann, Casanova, then Gianola, then Gramini, then Grassini. And you're still going to be a brave man to forecast who is going to win it, because I think almost everybody there has led the race. 5 laps to go to the finish. Well, the charge is definitely on. Debbia, Waldmann, here comes Waldmann, here come the rest. There's Gianola, there's Rowdies, Casanova goes with him. And they get back in single file. It really is remarkable that they don't just cannon into each other and send themselves cattering off the track into the forest. And back into single file. And who's going to break for cover? There goes Gramini, number 39. Debbie is wide. Waldmann looks for the inside, stays behind his teammate. Casanova slits the Aprilia underneath Grassini. And Rowdies holds off Waldmann. Casanova, having dealt with Grassini, keeps 3rd place. Rowdies goes very wide at that particular point, and I think both Waldmann and Casanova will be well aware of that. Everybody working out their master plan for the final stages in a race that any one of these 7 could win. 2 laps to go to the checkered flag, and it's Rowdies from Waldmann, then Casanova. You can hear the fireworks. This Hockenheim crowd, famous for the bangers. They led off the firework display. Fastest lap now to Gianola. That's a new lap record, and Gianola's closed on them. It looked as though he was out of it after that little incident when he touched Grassini in the stadium section, but there goes Gianola. He's worked hard. Rowdies leads. No, he doesn't. Waldmann goes to the front as they go into the chicane. Now can Waldmann make his break? He's just stretching a slight advantage. He was very, very quick going into the chicane, but the others are pegging him back. It's Rowdies, then Casanova, then Grassini. And that, I think, is Gianola, who's made all the right moves. Though it was, it's Debbia. It's the youngster in the Semprucci IDM squad, up to third place, pushing Casanova back to fourth. Rowdies and Waldmann, the two Germans, have the advantage. Grassini wants to get up near the front. You can't afford to be too far back. They've got about 1.5 laps to go to the checkered flag. Waldmann, the World Championship leader, lies second, but there are 20 points, let's remind you, for the winner. And the difference between first and second is a massive 5 points, 20 to win, 15 for second place. And Waldmann thought about coming out of the slipstream. The others do that. And they'll be greeted by more fireworks as they come into the stadium for the penultimate time. Just over 1 lap to go. And this is where the skill and experience will come into play rather more than just bravery. It's Rowdies then who has the advantage over Waldmann. Casanova just pushes Debbia wide. Classic example of experience. And Rowdies looks over his shoulder. It's the last lap. It's now or never. It's muck or nettles. Rowdies, Waldmann, Casanova into the long sweeping right hand of the first corner on the circuit. And Gianola, who's won the last 2 Grand Prix, is 7th at the rear of this group. But anyone could still win. Rowdies trying to shake them out of his slipstream. Waldmann is there. Casanova, Debbia, Grassini, Gramini, and Gianola. And there goes Gianola on the inside, trying to move up some places. And Casanova's going through to second place. Got the better of Waldmann. The Scott Aprilia, bouncing all over the place as the suspension bottoms out. And they go hard into the swoops of the chicanes. And there goes Waldmann, the Honda quicker than the Aprilia. There's going to be a lot of bumping and barging and charging as they get into the stadium for the final time. And Casanova is in third place behind the 2 Germans. Debbia drifts wide, Gramini's right with him. Where is Gianola? Surely Gianola will want to try and win his 3rd Grand Prix in a row. Waldmann pulls out of the slipstream. They're almost making contact, bobbing and weaving, and Casanova feels he's being bought. There goes Grassini, and Grassini hits the front. It's Grassini, and Waldmann is chopped up by Bruno Casanova, and Waldmann forced to go on the curb there. Well, superb stuff, and there they go. Grassini trying to shake them out of the slipstream, moving all over the track, doing twice the distance that he could and should do. And here comes Waldmann looking for the inside line, and there goes Casanova. Bruno Casanova hits the front. Can he hold them off on the most difficult section of the circuit? He won't leave them a gap here. He's too wily a character for that. They've got to do something special. It's Casanova from Grassini, and Ralph Waldmann, the championship leader, is back in third place, but he knows Hockenheim. Just 2 corners to go, this one and the next one. The noise rises to a crescendo, and Bruno Casanova is going to win. Over the line he goes, the checkered flag is out, and Bruno Casanova has won an absolutely superb race, a fine win. He rode like a hard man. It was gangster stuff, really. And Bruno Casanova battled and bruised his way to a victory. Fausto Grassini was second home. Ralph Waldmann got third spot. Debbia was credited with 4th place. Gianola 5th, Rowdies 6th, and Alessandro Gramini finished up at the tail end of that group. Well, what does that do for the championship battle? Well, nice to see Alessandro Gramini. Here they go to the line, and Grassini winding up, closing the gap, but the Aprilia just too quick for the Marlboro Team Filleri Honda. So Waldmann still leads, but it's getting very, very close behind 84 points for Ralph Waldman. There they are, 7 of them. And look at Gramini, he knows he's blown it at the tail end. He's given up, poor old soul. But Casanova fought his way through. So Waldman leads the championship on 84. Casanova has 69. Gianola and Gresini level pegging on 61. So just 15 points between Waldman and Bruno Casanova. Casanova, the 27-year-old Italian from Servia, delighted, and Gresini very sporting as well. So there we are, confirmation of the result, and look how close it was. Just 0.883 of a second between the first 6 and 1.177 between the first 7. Good ride from Stefan Kurfis, who takes 8th place. Wakai, who's in for a busy ride, poor old soul. He's got 2 rides today because he's taken over the Lucky Strike ride of Wilco Zeelenberg. He finishes in the points.